Shadows. The Assyrian Empire cast them across the ancient Near East. From the bronze gates of Balawat, depicting warfare and conquest in stark detail, to the northwest palace of Ashurnasirpal II in Nimrud, adorned with reliefs showcasing brutal conquests, the message resonated with chilling clarity: submit, or face annihilation. The annals of Tiglath-Pileser III boast of mass deportations, and cities reduced to smoldering rubble. But were these depictions accurate reflections of Assyrian policy, or strategic exaggerations, carefully designed to instill fear? The discovery of administrative texts alongside these violent images presents a more complex picture. Were these acts of terror merely efficient tools of statecraft, ruthlessly employed to maintain order in a vast empire? Or were they calculated displays of cruelty that defined the Assyrian character? Was the Assyrian reputation for unparalleled brutality justified, or a carefully constructed piece of propaganda, amplified by enemies and echoed through the ages? Beneath the veneer of savagery lay a sophisticated military machine, engineered for conquest. The Assyrian army's effectiveness stemmed not solely from brutality. Instead, pioneering tactics, logistical prowess, and innovative engineering fueled their relentless expansion. Tiglath-Pileser III, in the 8th century BC, revolutionized warfare by replacing unreliable conscripted farmers with a professional standing army. This enabled constant campaigning, supported by specialized units: archers, spearmen, cavalry, and siege engineers. Assyrian siege warfare was unmatched. They were among the first to consistently employ mobile siege towers, battering rams, and sappers who undermined seemingly impregnable city walls. Palace reliefs from Nineveh, preserved in the British Museum, vividly illustrate the complexity of these operations. Supplying such a large army demanded a logistical network that dwarfed any seen before. Well-maintained roads snaked across the empire, supply depots were strategically positioned, and dedicated quartermasters ensured troops were fed and equipped, even on extended campaigns. The Assyrians grasped the crucial importance of combined arms tactics. Chariots shattered enemy lines, followed by waves of infantry, while archers rained down covering fire. Their iron weaponry, mass-produced thanks to advanced metallurgy, provided a decisive edge against bronze-wielding foes. This combination, professional soldiers, groundbreaking technology, and a robust logistical network, cemented Assyria's dominance, transforming warfare into an organized and efficient endeavor, a dark blueprint for empires to come. The scale of the Assyrian war machine necessitated vast resources, but also demanded innovative solutions to maintain its relentless pace. The Assyrians understood that controlling territory meant controlling the flow of resources and information. Assyria's military prowess was inextricably linked to its mastery of psychological warfare. It wasn't merely about battlefield victories, it was about shattering the enemy's will to resist before the first sword was drawn. Public displays of punishment were a cornerstone of this strategy. Accounts suggest that the captured king of Aribua, possibly Aribua of Aku, may have been flayed alive by Sennacherib, his skin nailed to the city gates, serving as a gruesome warning. The historicity of this event is debated. Such events, meticulously documented in royal annals and depicted on palace reliefs, were carefully orchestrated spectacles designed to instill terror. The scale of devastation served a purpose. The razing of Babylon by Sennacherib in 689 BC, justified as divine retribution, was not only about eliminating a rival power, but also a demonstration of Assyria's absolute power and the futility of resistance. Political and religious motives played a role. Populations were deported en masse, scattering communities and disrupting established social orders. This forced displacement, meticulously recorded in cuneiform tablets, served to break the spirit of conquered peoples, rendering them less likely to rebel. Even siege warfare was a tool of psychological manipulation. The relentless bombardment of city walls, vividly described in accounts of sieges like Lachish, aimed to demoralize defenders, forcing surrender before the final assault. The Assyrians understood that fear, skillfully cultivated and amplified, could be as effective as any weapon. Fear, for the Assyrians, was a blade sharper than steel. The intent was clear: to create a climate of fear that preempted resistance. The Assyrians understood that lasting control demanded shaping perceptions. Royal inscriptions were far from simple chronicles. They were meticulously crafted narratives designed to instill both awe and terror. The annals of kings like Ashurnasirpal II, etched onto colossal stone slabs lining palace walls in Nimrud, detailed military campaigns, including graphic descriptions of conquered cities, mass deportations, and gruesome punishments. They were carefully constructed threats. The standard inscriptions, repeated across multiple artifacts, hammered home the king's divine mandate and unmatched power, leaving no room for dissent. Assyrian art served a similar, potent purpose. The iconic lamassu, winged bull men guarding palace entrances, projected an image of supernatural strength and unwavering authority. Relief carvings depicted Assyrian soldiers as disciplined, merciless warriors, crushing enemies with ease. The message was clear: resistance was futile. Even seemingly mundane scenes, like royal hunts, were loaded with symbolism, portraying the king as a protector of order, capable of subduing even the most formidable beasts. This carefully curated image, disseminated throughout the empire and beyond, was a cornerstone of Assyrian dominance, ensuring obedience through fear and fostering a belief in the invincibility of the Assyrian state. The combination of visual and textual propaganda created a powerful and pervasive message of Assyrian supremacy. But terror wasn't the sole instrument of Assyrian control. Beneath the veneer of brutality, a sophisticated administrative system thrived. While influenced by the Code of Hammurabi, Assyrian law, according to some scholars, demonstrated advancements. Royal decrees, etched onto cuneiform tablets, may indicate efforts to standardize weights and measures across the sprawling empire. Their infrastructural prowess was undeniable. The construction of elaborate canal systems, such as Sennacherib's Jerwan aqueduct, brought fresh water to Nineveh, a testament to their advanced engineering. This facilitated agricultural expansion, boosting food production, and supporting a burgeoning population. Within Nineveh, the royal library of Ashurbanipal housed thousands of clay tablets, safeguarding Mesopotamian knowledge encompassing literature, science, and history. Scribes meticulously copied and translated texts from across the known world, showcasing a profound commitment to scholarship. This repository of knowledge served as a vital resource, not just for administration, but for cultural preservation, subtly reinforcing Assyrian authority through intellectual dominance. Assyrian power wasn't built solely on military might, but on a foundation of administrative efficiency and cultural influence. Modern perceptions of Assyria are often filtered through a lens of unyielding brutality, influenced by Victorian-era archaeology and biblical interpretations. Austen Henry Layard's discoveries at Nineveh in the 1840s, while groundbreaking, fueled a narrative of relentless conquest and despotic rule, resonating with contemporary anxieties about imperial power. The Old Testament's depiction of Assyria as a divinely appointed scourge further cemented this image. However, more nuanced perspectives have since emerged. While Assyrian art undeniably showcases scenes of violence, it's crucial to analyze these depictions within the context of ancient Near Eastern warfare and royal ideology. Were these displays of terror unique to Assyria? Or were they common practices, merely amplified by Assyrian propaganda for maximum impact? The empire's sophisticated administration, legal codes, and advancements in medicine often remain overshadowed, eclipsed by the intense focus on military campaigns. Deconstructing these biases is essential to understanding the true complexities, the light and shadow, of Assyrian rule. It's a reminder that history is rarely as simple as it seems. The Assyrian Empire. The name alone conjures images of ruthless efficiency, of a war machine grinding all before it. Yet, is that all there is? A deeper look is required. The annals of Ashurnasirpal primarily focus on military campaigns and conquests, with construction projects mentioned in relation to these campaigns. These grand projects tell us that the image of terror, skillfully crafted and undeniably effective, served a clear purpose: control. However, focusing solely on this aspect risks obscuring the empire's sophisticated administration, its intricate legal codes derived from earlier Mesopotamian traditions, and its advancements in medicine, meticulously documented on cuneiform tablets. Were these displays of terror truly unique to Assyria, or were they merely amplified practices? A brutal escalation of existing power dynamics. By deconstructing our inherent biases, we can begin to truly understand the complexities, the light and shadow, of Assyrian rule. We must consider not only the brutality, but also the innovation and administration that allowed the empire to thrive. Exploring the Assyrian Empire's sophisticated propaganda machine and psychological warfare tactics reveals a complex picture of control through fear. But considering the empire's lasting impact and the narratives that have shaped our understanding of it, do you believe modern perceptions of Assyrian brutality are exaggerated due to biased historical interpretations? Or do they accurately reflect the true nature of their methods? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more explorations into the empires that shaped our world.